He's on this big thing at the minute that his diagonal runs against Usain Bolt sort of opened up the play and allowed Jermaine Defoe to score.
This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Frank Smith, Matchroom CEO, here at the final press conference for Alen Babic, Johnny Fisher. That got spicy up there, Frank. How much more excited are you now for the fight?
I was already excited. We know what to expect. You know, we've seen many Alen Babic fights, we've seen Johnny Fisher fights now, and we know it's going to be, as soon as they go in there, it's going to be a tear-up. And that's, you know, Alen Babic always delivers outside of the ring as well, so not really surprised, but exactly what people gets people intrigued. It's going to be a great night on Saturday at the Copper Bosch. I don't know what that was. That was like Copper Bosch.
Yeah. Feels like, you know, up there, Alan sort of came across like feels a bit disrespected that people are just basically saying that Johnny's going to walk right through him. Is this a closer fight than people see it? Like, how do you think it's going to go? Do you think it's a 4-round shootout?
I think it's a real fight. I think it will go early. I think the two of them are going to go at it. I think a lot of people judge Alen Babic off his last fight, you know, challenge for the WBC Bridgerweight title. But we've seen him in many tear-ups between people. We've seen what he's done in sparring as well. There's a lot of talk around that. The people he's been in with. He's been in with high-level operators. So I think it's the toughest test of Johnny Fisher's career, but every time Johnny Fisher stepped up, he's delivered. So, you know, I think it's going to be a knockout win.
And, you know, in terms of the undercard, it's pretty stacked. Who are you looking forward to the most? Yeah,
packed out undercard, you know, and we start early before the football at 4:40 with Lewis Pagetti. Jimmy Sains, who's coming off the back of a great win last weekend at 5:45 during half-time. We need him to get a knockout, so it's done before the second half kicks off. And then, yeah, packed nights from there. You know, I'm looking forward to the Maisie Rose fight as well. That's a great fight. Reece Bellotti back out, always in entertaining fights, you know, coming off the back of that win he had back at the Indigo back in February when a lot of people writ him off as well. John Hedges back in the ring, so an exciting night of boxing, lots to look forward to.
You mentioned the football obviously going to be in the arena. Haven't spoken to you since Eddie was in Soccer Aid. What did you make of his performance?
I think he had one touch, didn't he?
What did you make of the touch?
It wasn't really even a touch. I think the ball kind of hit him, like as in he was there and the ball just hit him and he went, and just like he's on this big thing at the minute that his diagonal runs against Usain Bolt sort of opened up the play and allowed Jermaine Defoe to score.
You agree?
No, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a clue about football. I'm not sitting here like, but he does talk some shit. I mean, his diagonal runs opened up the play. People saying that he knew what he was doing. I mean, a load of rubbish. I ain't got a clue. He had 15 minutes on there. I think he touched the ball once.
I mean, I did feel like the front three didn't really give him much service. But anyway, moving on to the boxing last weekend. Bam Rodriguez knocking out Estrada. What's next for him?
Great win, spectacular finish from Bam, and you know he's got such a huge future in this sport. What he's already done at 24 years old is amazing, but there is so much more to come. The interesting thing with him, he's not one of those people who's he doesn't want to have these warm-up fights, these interim fights. He wants the biggest fights. He wants unifications, and he'll continue to do that. So, you know, he's going to take some time out the ring now, and I think he'll be back towards the end of this year. There is a potential of that Estrada rematch. We'll see how that plays out, and then go from there.
Is Inoue a genuine prospect, or are you guys just promoting?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. You know, we work with Mr. Honda and Taiken, who work with Inoue in Japan, obviously, who's also involved with Jesse Rodriguez. So let's see. But it'd be a brilliant fight if it did happen.
Next weekend, Jaron Ennis fighting David Avanesian. A lot of people looking at this fight and thinking this is like a benchmark for the Terence Crawford fight. What do you think fans can expect next week?
Brilliant fight. You know, I think it's a better fight than the Cody Crawley fight. David Avanesian, every time, you know, he's constantly fit, he's constantly ready. He's going to come in there, and this is a big opportunity. But Jaron Ennis is a special fighter, and I think he's got a huge future with us. I think we're going to do some amazing things together. But he's got to get through David Avanesian. But there's lots to look forward to beyond that.
you want to talk about Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois? How are ticket sales going? I know it's been mentioned there's going to be 100,000 in there. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, I believe we're very much on track for that. Huge numbers already, and it's going to be a packed out venue on September 21st. Wembley Stadium is a special venue, and when you add in the production quality of Riyadh season as well, it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen.
Obviously, we've seen Joshua and Dubois going at it in the face-off. Did Daniel get under Joshua's skin a bit? Like, what did you make of that? Because we don't always see Joshua react like he did.
Yeah, look, he's not. AJ's a respectful person. You only have to look back at all of his fights, the way he treats people, and I think when someone says let's have it, he's ready at all times. But AJ's in the form of his life, and I think these little extra bits of spice, he's going to go in there and it's going to be an extra special finish.
And I was going to say as well, Daniel came out and said he feels like he can demolish Joshua. Is there a slight concern on your part that if Dubois lands that the fight's over?
Look, every heavyweight fight is dangerous. Heavyweight boxers, they punch hard. That's why we love to watch it. That's why there's always the intrigue in it. But I think Anthony Joshua's levels above Daniel Dubois. But it's going to be a great fight. But I think AJ's going to come out in a big finish early doors.
And then Devin Haney, obviously, there was the purse with Sandor Martin. I know he's come out and said that he reckons he's going to work with you guys again. Do you know what the situation is with that and what's going to happen with Haney?
Yeah, look, he's got a lot going on with the Ryan Garcia situation, obviously, that is still being dealt with. So I think that factors into the overriding position he's in. So we'll see. We'll definitely work with Devin Haney again in the future. We've had a great relationship. We've done great things together. The Sandor Martin fight didn't make sense for us. And if he was signed to us, it would be a different story. We've got 90-odd fighters signed to us. We have to deliver for that. We have to deliver our obligations for. So, but I'm very confident we'll work with Devin Haney again in the future.
Catterall Prograis press conference yesterday. What did you make of it, and how do you think the fight's going to play out?
Brilliant fight. Brilliant fight. I'm glad we could get it over the line. Keeping Jack Catterall very active. 15 months, 4 fights, real fights as well. And it's the kind of fight we wanted to make happen for Jack Catterall. He's got big opportunities to go and challenge for a world title after this. So that's he's got to get through this first.
And just on the Joshua Froch stuff, have you spoken to either of them, maybe Froch, and why do you think this is happening?
I don't really speak to Froch much. I speak to Josh a little bit. But my opinion is that Carl Froch is jealous of Anthony Joshua. Froch did amazing things for the sport, but when you look at what AJ then did, and some people, look at others' achievements and think they've done more than me, but some people just aren't always going to get on. That's the reality of it, and it's not really for me to say the exact reasons, because I don't know. It's between those two guys, but that's just my opinion. I think Carl Froch is jealous of Anthony Joshua.
Finally, Frank, Saturday night, The Zone. Why should everyone tune in or get a ticket?
Because it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere in the Copper Box Saturday night. Don't miss it. Johnny Fisher, Alen Babic. One thing is going to be is fireworks. Heavyweight boxing never disappoints.
Frank Smith, appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate.